Hello, hello, you guys. Come on in. Join me. I want to talk to you about your beliefs. And you've probably heard the saying, it's a very common saying, everybody says it, but nobody gets it. So I want to help you get it, okay? Because knowing this information is not enough, okay? I get DMs from you guys every day, and we start chatting, and you're like, hey, yeah, I get it, I get it, I get it. And then you start I love to ask people about their goals. So if I've asked you about your goals, like, it's because I just love to. And then we start talking about goals, and people are like, well, I don't know, I don't have them, like I don't know what I want. And or I'm not getting them, like I'm not getting what it is that I want, and I've wanted it for a long time. You are going to get what you believe. Okay, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. Okay, and you can never outsmart your beliefs. Not permanently, at least. You might trick them for like a hot second, but that's about it. And you might say, I don't know, that's not really true. And we'll even like argue that we have like these two parts of ourselves. You have two self-images. You have the way that you see yourself and who you really are. The way, like, that's who you really are. And then we have who we project to others. So you can make it seem like you're getting all the result, but you know your truth. How we see ourselves is what we get. And there's this whole, well, I feel like I'm faking it. How do I know if I really believe it? You know what you really believe is because you'll get those results. It's our truth, and it always finds a way out. Always. It doesn't matter how many blocks or barriers you put up. What you believe is what will come out. And then the law of attraction kicks in and starts taking care of itself. Okay, so if this is true, so say you're like, I don't know, maybe Dylan's full of crap. Let's just pretend I'm right. Let's just pretend. Play a little game with me. Okay, if this is true, you can imagine how important it is for you to become mega aware and pay super close attention to your belief systems. Like, think about it. Whenever you are in, wherever you're at in your life, whatever you have is a reflection of what you've believed in the past, right? So everything, look around you right now. Look around you. Where you live, your health, your relationships, your bank account, everything. Everything you have in this moment is a reflection of the beliefs that you've had up until now. So if you don't like what you have currently in any of those areas or others that I'm not even mentioning, let's just pretend a shift in your belief system will change it all. Right? So do you have a goal of where you see yourself? Do you know where you're going? Do you have a vision for your life? Are you in service in a way that's on purpose? And is it time for an upgrade of your beliefs to match where it is that you want to go? Because the only reason you don't have it is because you're not aware of how it's not in your consciousness. Because if you don't upgrade those beliefs or shift those paradigms, however you want to say it, doesn't really matter. This time next year, this time 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you're going to be reflecting on the exact same thing. It might have shifted a little bit, but not to where it could be. And we assume that it's going to take a long time. But it doesn't have to take a long time. Beliefs aren't static like we think they are when we're kids. Static thought happens when children believe that the world is unchanging. But yet we hold the same beliefs, and it causes friction. So many people, I hear them say, they're like, well, I don't like change. And it's like, well, like it or not, it's the only guarantee. Everything's energy, and everything is at a frequency, and all energy moves. You can't change it. Everything is constantly moving, shifting. And you either shift with it, or you're going to find out you're living Groundhog Day every day. And it leaves us stuck and in fear of change, less fulfilled. I love Deepak Chopra. If you guys don't follow, okay? And he says that a static belief is like a microchip sending out the same signal over and over again, because it is how it was programmed. The process is just automatic. But you always have the option of unplugging that chip and changing the programming. I always picture it like, I don't know, when I was a kid, I had a Game Boy. Might be aging myself, but I had a Game Boy, okay? And all these Game Boys, they had these little cartridges. I think they exist now. I think they're called like a Nintendo Switch or something. I don't know. My kids don't play with them, but I think that's what they are now. But they have these little cartridges, right? And I'd put the cartridge in and say it was Super Mario, and I'd be playing it. And when I push this button, I make Mario jump. And when I press the forward button, I can make him run forward. I can make him jump and, catch the little like leaf thingy that'll make him fly. And when I do these things, I can make him fly, or I can make him shoot fire. I can make him do all these things. Okay. All of those things that I can make him do are already programmed into that little cartridge. Okay. When you were born, you were programmed with everything. Like when you look at the money that a Kardashian has, or the talent that your favorite author or singing artist has, or the way they play that guitar, or the way they paint that picture, whatever it is, okay? You were born with the exact same tools that they were born with. But we think that they're anomalies, and they're not. They just have beliefs that support. Like a Kardashian couldn't go back now. Like if there was ever money paradigms in that family, they're gone now. They're gone. Like any of the generational stuff. And now, I mean, I'm sure other paradigms, big paradigms, are being formed in those kids right now. However, the money one is gone. Okay. But the money paradigm is the strongest one that's formed in the majority of people. And then we start to believe, because we're told all the time, money doesn't grow on trees. Money is the root of all evil. All the things. And then we start to actually believe it. And then we're shocked when we don't have any money. Like if you try to accomplish something beyond the level of anything that you believe in your mind, your mind will come up with reasons to justify why it can't be done. And trust me, I've heard all the excuses. Not that I tolerate. I haven't heard any of those, but I hear excuses from people all the time. Trust me, when you like get into the work of talking to people's paradigms all the time, you get used to it. I don't take it personally. But belief is the secret. It allows you to get into that deep feeling and not just have this vision, this desire of something that you want that you can't get emotionally involved with. And it starts with changing your beliefs that were formed long ago. And it's not your fault that all these paradigms and beliefs were formed. But if you're listening to this and you're a grown-ass adult like I am, it is your responsibility to shift them if you don't like them. So the number one question I get is, where do I start? Well, to get started, you have to first think about what you believe about what do you believe about whatever it is that you want? What do you believe about even people your age, your gender, your family? Do you think you're too old to do something? Like, I get that one all the time. Oh, I'm too old to change now. No, you're not ever. It doesn't have to take a lot of time to get where you want to go. There's some brilliant people that didn't start, a lot of really successful people didn't get that way until after they were 60. There's something about 50, 60 that like gets you thinking differently. But consider if you believe that your best days are ahead of you, that starting right now, you've never been healthier, you've never been happier, you've never been more wealthy, your relationships have never been stronger. And these aren't too deep. And the answers can come really simply to you. But really look at it and ask yourself, where do your current beliefs come from and who originated them? Because chances are they belong to them, not you. And again, this isn't a blame your parents, grandparents, teachers, whatever session. They did the best they could with their current level of awareness. We're all doing the best we can. But you have to understand that when you were first born, you were a total blank slate. You had zero beliefs. You knew love. That was all you knew. And then you got exposed to all of these people and experiences. And they instilled these beliefs into your mind at a really young age. And you've been living your life by them ever since. But it doesn't make them true or true anymore. Okay, write that down. Everybody's doing the best they can with their current level of awareness. But what you don't take care of in your belief system, you will pass it on. I coach a lot of parents, and I'm like, you may as well start the healing now, because if you don't heal your own crap, you will pass it on to the next generation, and then they'll pass it on. And it's like the gift that keeps on not giving. Okay? But really look at your beliefs. Are they serving you? Are they productive? Are they causing you to thrive in your life? Do they feel good? Like some of the beliefs that we have, I was in our study club this morning, we had this huge money conversation. And it's like half of the beliefs that were coming up, it's like they don't even feel good. Like it doesn't feel good to think that money is limited. It's not, by the way. And it's not because they're printing more every day. Okay, but pull out one of your beliefs that you might even feel is one that's not serving you. I'm not going to say something's positive or negative. Nothing's positive or negative. It just is. But pull one out. Now take that belief that's not serving you and you have to replace it. Okay, if you've ever heard the saying, nature abhors a vacuum. Okay, and what that means is that all time and space is always filled. It's like David, I always used to say, after we got our dog, our very first dog together, oh my gosh, 12 years ago, longer than that. And we used to say, oh my God, what did we do before we had Stuart? We were busy. We were busy. And then we had Isabella. Oh my God, what did we do before we had Izzy? And then we had Allie. Oh my God, what did we do before we had 2 kids and a dog and jobs? And what do we even do? But you were busy, right? Like think about your life. And then our kids will grow and they'll be gone. And Dave and I will be doing our thing and we'll go, oh my gosh, how did we fit all of this into our life? I hear people, I was just chatting with someone the other day and they just retired. And they were like, I don't know how I fit work in a day. You fit it in because nature abhors a vacuum. All time and space is always filled, constantly. So you can say, oh, I see that this belief around time or money or relationships or health or food or whatever, it's not serving me. But if you don't replace it with one that does, nature will fill it for you. And chances are it's not a positive one. It's like someone that says, I'm leaving this bar, I'm never drinking again. And they walk across the street to the casino and start gambling. Okay? Like it's the same stuff. They'll convince themselves that it's not the same stuff. Okay? I want you to write down, okay, if this is the belief that's not serving you, what is the one that will? What's the opposite of it? So if money doesn't grow on trees, opposite, money is everywhere. Okay, write down what you want to believe. The new belief might be, I'm vibrant and healthy until the day that I die. Okay, like how much better does that belief feel than I'm sick and whatever? Now ask yourself, what if I actually believed that I was healthy and vibrant? What if I believed that money was everywhere? Like, what would that feel like? Because if you can then attach yourself to that feeling and have a vision for what your life would be like if you lived your life with that belief, either way, you guys, law of attraction's kicking in. It's going to kick in. Doesn't it make sense that you would attract in things like health and money and opportunities and all that good stuff versus lack, limitation, illness, disease? What would it take to make this belief part of who you are? Okay, but first you have to decide. You have to first lay out what is it that you have to know what you want first and foremost. And when you know what you want, then you can go into what do I need to believe in order to have that? Where's that? Where can I close that gap? And then repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over. And I know if you're really into personal development, every book, every podcast, every course, it's told you this. So you're like, I know this, Delana, I know this. You're not telling me anything different. Well, if I'm not telling you anything different, why aren't you doing it? Stop just listening and going, yeah, I know, and do something about it. Like if you don't start doing something about it, guess what? Nothing's going to change. That's the way it works. Like nothing changes if nothing changes. But if you can attach that belief and get a vision for it, like if you guys ever heard of Jim Carrey's story, it's a really powerful story. He used to drive up when he lived in California, in Los Angeles, he would drive into this really wealthy neighborhood, right? Homes to the most exclusive and expensive places in the world. And he would park his car and he would say to himself, I already have all of this. I just haven't accessed it yet. He used to say this. And then he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. That's all it said. Check from the universe, acting services rendered. And he developed a plan. And not too many years later, like not that long at all, he got the role, Dumb and Dumber, one of my favorite movies ever. So good. And guess how much he was paid? $10 million exactly for that role. Jim Carrey's belief helped him move in the direction of his desire. And when you begin to change your belief systems, your paradigms, by choosing new beliefs, so will yours. But first, you have to acknowledge that it's your current beliefs that have gotten you everything that you currently have. And it's either working for you or it's not. And don't ever settle. Don't ever settle. You might have been raised with the saying, can't you just be happy with what you have? You can be happy with what you have and you can want more. Because there's so much more out there. It's not because the Kardashians have all the money. It's not because Oprah has all the fame and Beyonce has all the fans. And maybe that's not what you desire, but like choose something. Because when you have something that's bigger than you that you want, and then you start matching your belief system with it, guys, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. It's amazing. So this is your challenge. And if you guys need help with this, I want you to reach out and I want you to book a call. I love chatting with people about this, especially if you're getting really uncomfortable. Okay? Bare minimum, come join us in the 2% Club. Come join us, study this stuff, and watch how your life will change. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Your challenge this week, check your beliefs. Have an awesome day.